I've been absolutely in love with the wizard inside of Diablo Immortal, and as many of you guys know, I'm typically a barbarian style player inside of the game, really focusing on melee gameplay. But the wizard was really nice to me since we did our class auction a few months back. You guys chose I play wizard. I've really been in love with the class, and I actually am happy that we did that event. Today, I think that is all going to change. Even though the wizard looks so good in the new cosmetic, the Skyborn's Scourge, I think it's time that we switch back to the Barbarian to try out some of these big damage builds that are now available on the Barbarian class and to go back to my roots. Now, we'll see how it feels. I could very well miss the wizard and come right back to the wizard after a couple of days, but I definitely want to try out a few builds that have been shared with me over the last couple of months since I've not been the Barbarian and I've been missing it. But before we get to that, it's worth noting that we do have the Festival of the Ancient Moon that dropped inside of the game today. This is going to give you some runes, it's going to give you rare crests, it's going to give you some flora, and of course a legendary crest. But what I really like from these are they give you the battle pass progression. For someone like myself who really doesn't progress the battle pass until the end of the month as of lately, I basically just hold on to my battle points and I don't progress the battle pass unless if I do some events like the ones that just dropped inside of the game today. I also haven't been claiming any of my rewards over here from the assembly or predictions or any of this stuff. And by the way, we had a couple of people that actually joined back inside of the game from the recruitment. These are the rewards that you get right here. Looks like I get myself adds legendary and set items to the warband stash. We get some gold and we get some scrap. Actually, very small rewards for bringing returning players back, but all in all, at least it's something. And like I'm saying, I save all these rewards. I'm gonna be saving them until the end of the battle pass for a big gigantic jump. But with that being said, I like having events that can still progress my battle pass so I'm not just sitting there stagnant. Now, regarding this class change, I have all of these overflowing arsenal pieces right here, many of which could potentially be helpful to me with a new class. Not 100% sure that they'll be available or giving me things that I need, but the progression could potentially be there. Also, we have this right here where I'm getting myself my tasks done and I'm unlocking more of these chests. I have tons of these legendary chests in my arsenal. Taking a look at my bag here, I just haven't been using them. It's crazy how many of them I actually have. Plus, we have all of our items over here that we can use to basically unlock new legendary pieces. Oh, and you're wondering what that sound is. That's my dogs going nuts behind me. That's what goes on while I record videos nowadays. And he's eating my couch. Don't do that, buddy. That's Cole on the couch. That's Macy down there. Cole's gonna get to about 60, 70, 80, maybe even 90 pounds. So we'll see how this goes. So it's time we get to it, boys. And something that I really loved is I loved how I was able to customize my wizard to look the way I wanted it to look. I'm wondering if I could get the same fine-tunedness with the Barbarian. I know it's something kind of silly and cosmetic, but at the same time, it's something that I really liked doing on the Wizard class. But as I mentioned, we're going back to what I believe is the best-looking class inside of Diablo Immortal, which is the Barbarian. And then we can test and compare and see if it actually looks as good in the new cosmetic as the Wizard does, because we know that the Wizard is looking pretty fine. Here is the class change, boys. Been multiple months since we've been a Barbarian inside of Diablo Immortal. We gotta put builds back together. We gotta do everything as... Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right, it looks like we still got sprint enacted. Let's take a look over here. Let's just take a look at the cosmetic first. How does it actually look on the Barbarian? Looks pretty sweet. Looks pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie. Look at the ribs popping through there on the Barbarian's chest. Oh my goodness. Let's see what it looks like with the helm on. Nah, hide the helmet. Go with our normal Barbarian face. That thing is looking pretty darn sweet. But we got to put some builds together. We got to do some essences, and we got to make sure that the Barbarian is good to go. And then probably farm up a bunch of other essences because I don't have any of the newer ones as of yet. Let's take a look right here at the essences that we're actually missing. So we'll go to our loyalty bonus. Only missing probably 2 from each. The 2 newest essences are what we're missing. Cool thing is I can purchase some of them. I can unlock 2 of them needed for particular builds, which will actually be nice. So we should be okay there. Plus, we're going to do a lot of farming and really get what we need to build this guy up again. Now, this is the dungeon build I'm going to be putting together. This is brought to me by Radagon, or Ador, you may know him as. Great person inside of the server, very helpful, runs people through a whole bunch of Heliquary things as well. But this is apparently a really strong dungeon build that I'm going to be putting together, and really curious to see how much of this I already have unlocked at this point in time. It looks like Cleave is actually a part of this one, so we're going to be throwing Cleave in here and Whirlwind, which is crazy. I don't know that we've used Cleave in forever. But now it's time we mess with the essences, and it looks like we do have a bunch of these as well, so we can just start swapping these over to the build and see what we're missing, and then kind of go from there to fill in the gaps. Looks like we have Ox Horns as well. 5 fresh claws. Snowdrifter. So at this point in time, I already have the helm, chest, shoulders, and pants, and most likely I have at least 2 of the 4 weapons. Let's see. Frigid Grin is the first main, and we've encountered the first one that I have not yet unlocked, which is this one right here, Reel of Katas. Whirlwind now restores energy and increases your attack speed after hitting an enemy suffering from a bleed. The damage is also increased. So this is one that I can't purchase right now, and I need to either wait until I get enough of those, or we need to just find it. We have Falling Thunder as a secondary, and Blood Caesar is another one that we're missing. So 2 of the newest essences as of right now. This one, Wrath of the Berserker, now throws you into a bloody rage, increasing your damage you deal to bleeding enemies, while also granting you increased movement speed for each bleed. So this is all about the bleed and that crazy type of attack. But for now, we're actually looking decent. The 2 items that we have that are not proper are Flesh Splitter, which is where cleave damage is increased, and we also, when Frenzy deals a critical hit, your attack speed is increased by 50%. I may swap those out, we'll have to see. So I'm going to switch my second primary weapon essence to Widespread Blame right here, which is Silverwind. Whirlwind now shatters enemy armor and significantly increases attack speed. Whirlwind damage is increased as well. And I think we're going to go with Sundred Legacy as well for the secondary weapon, or the second secondary weapon, to add some burn. I know a lot of this is all about bleed. So this looks like it's going to be going pretty well. We have Sprint, we have Wrath the Berserker, we have Cleave, which is going to throw all of those things around me as my Valkyrie is over my head. And then Whirlwind, which is just going to be brutal. Love this right now. It's going to be a fun build to do. We should probably test it out. But before we do, we have to get our green items in set because they are almost all completely different. I'm going to be going with a 2-piece Seeds of Sown Gold, a 2-piece Vithu, and a 4-piece of Mountebank. But all that needs to be crafted and put together, which I'll do now. Oh, and here's a few more hilts for us, again, to progress that battle pass that we were speaking of earlier in the video. So I'm already wearing a 2-piece Mountebank from some of the pieces that I had in my bag. Now, these are not optimal. I'm going to obviously have to improve them as we go, but I at least want to get the proper set items in place. I do have a 2-piece Vithu, I believe it is. I do. So I have the half of the Mountebank, the full Vithu. I need 4 more items that we got to craft. Shouldn't be too hard to do. So we need a pair of the Seeds of Sown Gold boots. We're going to craft some of those, and I think we also need gloves as well. Let's find those ones right here. There it is right there. Harvest of the Dust. We're going to craft that one as well. So we're going with 2 pieces of that. Let's get those equipped right now. This is one of them right here. Seeds of Sown Gold, equip and transfer, and the other one were the boots as well, which are these ones right here. Seeds of Sown Gold, equip and transfer. So now we're wearing the, we got the 4-piece of Mountebank, 2-piece Vithu, 2-piece Seeds of Sown Gold. I just need another 2-piece of Mountebank. And it looks like I need a bracelet and I need a ring. So we're going to go craft those right over here right now. A Mountebank's Misdirection right here, and then over here we'll go with a Mountebank's Memory right there. Now if I equip these, we should have all of our set items. I'm going to switch slots right there. Boom. Transfer. Again, these are not optimal right now, but they're going to have to do at least for now. And where is this Mountebank? There it is. All right, we're going to equip that one as well and transfer. So as it sits now, if we take a look at all of our items, we should have 4-piece Mountebank, 2-piece Vithu, and 2-piece of the Seeds of Sown Gold. And we're going to activate the Paragon Harbinger right now. Maybe we'll make modifications to that a little bit. Let's take these over to the test dummies and just see what kind of damage we do initially. Let's give this a go. So far, not so good. This is just completely... Man, I gotta get used to using this build again. I like that we got this going around us right here with the cleave. That's pretty nice. There we go. We're picking it up a little bit now. A little bit clumsy in the beginning. Yeah, a lot more damage we're going to have to figure out with this thing. Definitely have to fix up a bunch of my set items as well. But hey, it feels good to be the Barbarian again. 50 seconds, only 66 million damage. It's kind of embarrassing for damage right there. But we're quick. We'll run around and we'll start building this class out. One thing I have to say is it does look pretty sweet. Really loving the new cosmetics on here. Actually, did we not see, if we go to the sets, I don't think we had our Barbarian ever equipped in this. No, we haven't. We never had a Barbarian equipped in this either. No, we haven't. And I'm not even sure if our Barbarian was ever equipped in this one either. I don't think it was. So there we have it, boys. We are in full effect as a Barbarian again. Will it last, or will I be going back to the Wizard in a couple of days? Let me know your thoughts down below. Oh, I forgot to do a few comments. Why don't we do that before we go? How about this one from Cyros23? I got the portal on my first free draw. He's talking about my video from yesterday when we were pulling the Phantom Market cosmetics. He says, as a free-to-play player, I'm super happy to get my third free Phantom Market portal. That's a win right there. Free-to-play, 3 portals, pretty awesome. Then we have Pegasus81 saying, I feel like they missed the great opportunity to include new wing cosmetics with this one, especially given the feathered theme. You know, I actually don't disagree. They could have done something with the wings if they wanted to. They've done it in previous cosmetics with other builds that I think could have also looked great. I really do like this cosmetic though, I have to say. I think it looks awesome. I like the golden theme, but I think more wings and a different change to those, it would have been appreciated and would have been pretty cool. And KillowL666 says, any links to this new game? Can't find it on the web at the moment. And I was talking yesterday about how I'm playing this new game that I just tested out. I was told that this is the Diablo Immortal killer. It's called Oniro, O-N-I-R-O. I have it on iOS. I'm assuming it's also on Android. I was gonna put out a video on this one yesterday, but I really wanted to dive a little bit deeper into it and not just do like an initial playthrough, but actually be able to talk about it a little bit more in depth, maybe with a couple of hours of gameplay into it. So I've been playing through it casually on the side in the evenings, and I'll be bringing you that video in a few days so you can see it. The question is it a Diablo Immortal killer or is it not? That video will come soon. Hope you guys have a great day. See you in the next one.